If you have any old, or not any old, but any straw topper files or keychain files, you can reuse all of those image again. You know, you don't have to make new image. So if you want to do like a set or whatnot, just grab those files and you can bring life to it. So these files were for my little glue holder, and it's an interchangeable piece, so I'm going to reuse those. So I'm going to release this part right over here, and then I will take that part and I will move it over here. The DIY file is only available in my S shop right now. The reason why it's available in the S shop is because with the S shop, if I update the file, you'll get an update email right away saying that there's an update to a file, versus the eShop. I have to manually search for the orders and get the email and then email it myself. So I want to start out, doing the S shop so that it can roll out any updates if I made them. But as of right now, I've made over at least 15 wands already, and so any changes that I made to it, I've already made to it. So now I'm just kind of rolling it out. So the first thing I want to do, once you receive your file, you will get 6 files, 6 STL, and a zip file. The zip file is just basically all of the STLs in there. So you will receive a handle with the tip, a handle without the tip. You will receive this point right here, which the handle screws onto. You'll receive one where it is there's a slit in the middle, and then one where it's a solid. So that solid you'll turn into a hole. So you'll receive it like this. You'll just go over here and you'll turn it into a hole. So basically what a hole does, it'll just cut into an object of that shape, right? So if my shape looks like this right over here, it'll cut into whatever object that I wanted to cut in this particular shape. And then another piece would be this part right over here. This is an extra piece for let's say a pay one. So let's say the credit card's too long, that could be at the bottom piece right over here if you don't want to use the pointed handle. So for example, like this right over here, you know how if you were to put the credit card in here, you'll see off to the side, versus this one right over here. Oops, I haven't glued that down yet. Versus this one right over here uses the point, so it pushes the credit card up. And then the last file that you will receive, let me just import it for just a second. It's the actual hole for the credit card, and that you will turn into a hole too. Put that there and turn that into a hole. And so some of the questions I've been getting is like what size is it that you're doing, like what size base or what size credit card that you're doing. My suggestion first is to just kind of, depending on whatever image it is that you're doing, I would just put the handle down here and kind of get a look to see how big you want the image. So if this is your handle, your credit card holder, this is your credit card holder right over here, right? It's probably gonna sit like this. Do you like it? Sorry, I don't think you guys are seeing it. Like, do you like it? Like, is that proportions? Like, is that what you like? If you like it like that, then keep it like that. However, if this is your credit card, right, that's gonna cut into a hole. So if you put it that shape, you're gonna have to use this one right over here. Like this has to cover it like this, right? And so if that's a shape you were wanting, which is fine, we'll do this shape, so you can see how this part is being used. Because you like this size and how it's proportionate to the handle. So this is the size that you probably want to keep it at, which is perfectly fine. And so I'm going to move my handle off to the side, and I'm going to bring this in here. So let me just copy and paste an extra one, move it off to the side, and this right over here will be your credit card holder. So you'll take the top layer off, and this right over here will be your holder for your credit card. So your holder for the credit card needs to be at 6mm, and your credit card holder, let me do this first and push this to the side. Let me bring this part in, select both of this, center and center at the bottom, and drop everything. So D, drop it to the work plane and select both and group that together. And let me just turn it white because I don't like that yucky color. And then you will take your credit card, select the credit card hole and the base, and you're going to select in the middle, and then you are going to select it to be floating in the middle. So right over here it's floating in the middle, and you are going to select together, and you are going to group them. And now what you're going to do, you're going to take this right over here that you've made a hole, make a couple of copies of them just in case, bring it over, turn this 90 degrees, and delist it on the work plane, and select both of this, go to the middle, and then select again, and you are going to union group it. So now it's cut, that opening is cut, and then you'll take the solid version of that, copy and paste, and just bring it over. And the reason why you need to cut into it, because you can't screw in the handle because of that part right there that's still there. So you have to cut in so you can put in your handle and screw it in. You're going to select both of us together, and you are going to center, and then you are going to union group it. Okay, so let me just go closer so you can see now, the credit card can go through, straight through it, because if you didn't initially cut or made a hole in it, you wouldn't be able to screw in your handle. And so now what you're going to do, you're going to take the front, the image, it should be at 1mm, and the image on top should be at 1mm, and you're going to take your work plane and put it on that surface you want it to drop to, select that blue and just drop it, and then you are going to select, just bundle group it for right now, turn it 90 degrees, sit it on the work plane, Control or D, and then you are going to put your work plane against that credit card holder, so this can be up against it, because right now what you're doing right now is you're trying to make a hole for this area right over here, so that when you glue it, let me see, where did my thing, so when you glue it, it'll look like, like that part right over here, so that it can go on your handle. All right, so that's that part right there. Okay, so I'm going to center at the top, bundle group it for right now, and let me just do my work plane on the bottom, and then what I'm going to do next is take my hole, that part again, my hole, and put it right there, and I'm going to align it, center, and then I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to ungroup it, right, because before you just grouped everything, so you're going to ungroup it and remove the credit card holder off to the side, and you are going to select both of that, and then you are going to group it. And now you have your cover for it. And so when you go to print it, you can just go to print it laying down, you know, and then right now it's group. You can send it to the printer, export it as an OBJ. And what I've noticed too, if you export as an OBJ, there's less likely to have issues or warning signs where you have to go through a third party and, you know, have them clean up the image or clean up the file. And same thing here, export over as an OBJ, and this will be standing up. And again, everything's all set, and then we'll go to our new window, and because when you export it as an OBJ, it's a zip file. You are going to double click on the zip file to open up the folder, and then when you're in your slicer, you'll just go to import. So download, I'll import Sanrio character. It's a Tinker object, and all the colors are all set for you already, so you'll hit OK. Then I want my other one, go to import, take and that part right there. And so what you're gonna do is let me see, on this side right over here, I'm just gonna delete my other colors. Just a second. Actually like that color combination, so I'll just keep it here. And so your slot 1 in your AMS will be this beige, and slot 2 will be this light blue. I actually kind of like this color combination. And then the only support you'll need is this support right here. And then when you remove the support, it's not it's pretty easy to remove the support. And that right there is your pay one. And so what I am doing to an additional to the pay one is the different files of handles. Let me just go here for just a second, so that it's all interchangeable. So I have six files that I added for handles. Let me see. So you have this popsicle like file that I shared earlier today. You have this handle, and they're all interchangeable. You know, it works with any one that you have. And then I have the broom one that I shared in my on my video too. Let me move that. Let me just move the thing back here just a little bit, and then I have another one. And then you can also do baseball too. So you have your baseball. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have one more. Oh yeah. And then your kind of one like handle. So you'll have 6. So this is an additional listing, another listing. So you know, you'll get the basic handles in the DIY file, but if you want more files, more handles, there's another listing. So all 6 of them will be added together. And that's the reason why I want to stay with Shopify. It's because if I add any more handles, I want to be able to, you know, update the file, and you'll get the update and you'll get the new handles, versus the eShop. You cannot, you know, I have to manually go through every single emails that, or every single sales of those handles to send them the email. So yeah, that is the